What's going on, lads? Welcome back. Today we're going to check out what's been going on with the President Biden plan for student loan forgiveness and take a look at what we can probably expect from all of that. So if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe down below. This tells YouTube that it's a good video and we'll get it in front of new people that hopefully we can also help. And thanks so much. Let's get into it. So I'm sure you guys have heard about the student loan forgiveness. I mean, it was a big part of Biden's plan to become president. Now that he's in office, he's actually already made some changes, but as far as enacting some actual student loan debt forgiveness, there's really two issues that are being debated still, which is how much debt to forgive per person and how to actually legalize that debt forgiveness. And I mean, his first day in office, he enacted the extension for the payment pause on student loans. And that's why right now we're not required to make any payments up until September of this year, 2021. And I think between like the action that he's already taken and the massive amount of people that are pushing him to take further action, it's a pretty safe bet that we are getting student loan forgiveness. I mean, it's going to happen. For federal loans, there's nothing that can be done for the most part about private loans. The real question is how much is going to be forgiven. So currently, President Biden's plan is to forgive $10,000 in federal student loans per person, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's super good. That's an incredible amount of money. That would completely get rid of all the student loan debt for a third of the people that have debt in student loans. And don't get me wrong, that is absolutely amazing. But that still leaves literally like tens of millions of people that are gonna have to find a way to pay back student loans in a not the best economy. The debate that's been going on with this is to try and get that $10,000 per person worth of debt forgiveness bumped up to $50,000, which that is a huge difference. That would free so many more people from student loan debt. And it's not just like, you know, the public that's pushing President Biden for this. I mean, it's attorney generals and senators and people with influence. Unfortunately, there just hasn't really been any positive response from President Biden on increasing the amount of money that he's willing to essentially forgive per person. So, I mean, he's getting a lot of push to increase that amount to $50,000 per person, but as it stands, it doesn't sound like it's going to go past $10,000 unless something changes from how everything is right now. The other aspect of actually forgiving student loan debt is the legality of how to actually enact such a thing. Because people want President Biden to simply essentially sign an executive order to forgive it, but President Biden doesn't think that he has the legal authority to do something like that. He thinks he needs to go through Congress and the more conventional methods. So right now there's people looking into the legality of him signing in an executive order for student loan debt forgiveness. And he's asked Congress to draft up a bill so that he can pass it and get that money forgiven. So that's really the two big aspects of the student loan debt forgiveness that are being debated right now. But there's actually a few other things that you may not have heard about because they kind of fell under the rug in comparison, such as like the restrictions on who actually is going to qualify for the federal student loan forgiveness, which you probably don't need to be too worried about because, I mean, 99% of people are going to qualify. Basically, it's super easy stuff like if you go to a public school, you're eligible. If you're working on an undergraduate degree, you're eligible. Stuff like that. President Biden's office has also been working on a new public service program for forgiving student loans, which that'd be separate from the PSLF, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Those would be totally different things. With this new program that he's working on, essentially you could have up to $10,000 worth of federal student loan forgiven every year for up to a maximum of 5 years or $50,000, which I think has the potential to be really good, at least for people that work in that sector. This is like 98% or something like that of people that apply for the PSLF program are actually denied. Also, if you plan on using one of the IDR repayment plans, the income-driven plan, there's probably some changes you need to be aware of. Two big things is your graduate studies will not be eligible for those, so it's only your undergraduate studies. and the amount that you have to pay is only going to be 5% of your discretionary income, which, if you don't know, that's the income after essentially your expenses. Just like the money you can put towards like investments, retirement, having fun, whatever. That's after bills and all that crap. And then the amount that you can get for your Pell Grant is also going to continue to increase. That's pretty normal, but it's just kind of, it's happening a little faster now that it's increasing more, which is really good because like if you're going to university, it does not even come kind of close to covering your expenses. Not at all. They're also talking about making your secondary education free. There's a few different options that they're looking at for this. First option is to make your colleges free, which that's traditionally your 2-year programs. They're also looking at making the universities or 4-year programs free for people that have families with a total income less than $125,000. And lastly, they're trying to make it so that grants will cover 100% of the costs for minorities. I will say though that getting like any of those 3 options actually put into effect is going to take a really long time. Like that is not something that's going to happen in like a couple months. That's a big change. There's a lot of hoops they're gonna have to go through, and I mean, even if it's something that's likely to happen in the future, that's a long process. So like, don't expect to see that happening like in the next semester. All right, lads, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe down below. It really does help the channel grow, and thank you so much if you did. Plus, if you're subscribed, you'll see in your notifications when we release new videos every single week. And if there's anything else you guys want to know about, or you need more details on anything or whatever, just let me know in the comment section down below and I'll get started on making that video for you. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.